Oh, I didn't.
It got quiet. It must be about that time. All right, a little after 7, we might want to get started here. It's all right. Good to see everyone here. Nice looking crowd here in Jonesborough. We got some some good things going on tonight. And but we'll blow right through this. And our first items on our agenda is a public hearing. I want to see if there's anybody here to speak to. It's an ordinance establishing an updated occupational safety and health program plan, devise rules and regulations, and to provide a safety director and the implementation of such program plan. Anyone here to speak to that? All right. If not, we'll move into the second one. It's an ordinance amending the Town of Jonesborough Municipal Code, Title I, entitled Administration, Officers, and Personnel by adding Chapter 23, Jackson Theater Board. Anybody here to speak to that? All right, we'll close that public hearing and move into our regular meeting. And the first item there is our opening prayer by Vice Mayor Adam Dixon.
Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you. We always want to acknowledge you. We're told that if we will put our trust in you and lean not to our own understanding, that in all of our ways acknowledge you and shall direct our path. God, I believe it. I stand on it. Lord, I assume that we don't have to recognize you. It may all be just something that we don't need to do, but I must admit that as one person on the earth, God, I choose to recognize you. And God, as an individual who has some responsibility, I feel as if there's a weight that is lifted off my shoulders when I choose to recognize you. I feel as if there's a sense of humility in my life when I choose to recognize you, that life is not totally about me and centered in me. I also feel a sense of purpose, God, in recognizing you. So I choose to thank you. I choose to praise you, from whom all blessings flow. God, I'm grateful for the community in which I live, and I pray, God, that you bless our neighbors, our friends, our acquaintances. Pray that we continue to grow in a spirit of unity and that we continue to make our community stellar and excellent. God, I do pray, Lord, that you continue to guide this board and our deliberations, and everything that we do is to your glory. Bless these servants that get up every day and serve this town and earn compensation as a result. God, do ask that everything this evening be to your glory. In your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Adam. Now, our pledge, Ruth, who do you have tonight?
Chris Cadera.
Very good. Thank you, flag.
Attention, salute, flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Started like a Boy Scout. That's awesome.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Chris.
Great.
All right, Madam Recorder, roll call, please. Here.
Here. Alderman Counterman.
Here.
Alderman Dixon.
Here.
Alderman Wolf.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everybody's present, and if we act a little nervous up here tonight, it's because we've got a former alderman sitting out there.
And mayor.
Mayor at one time, Homer G. Feller, so coming to watch us. Good to see you, Homer.
We thought you forgot where town hall was.
No. All right, we're going to move into our consent agenda. Several things there. Alderman, anything you need to have removed or discussed? If not, I'll take a motion. Move to approve. Motion to approve the consent agenda by Alderman Countermine. Second from Alderman Dixon. Any discussion? Call the vote, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Causey.
Aye.
Alderman Counterman.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
Aye.
Motion carried. And this, again, what's usually in our consent agenda is most of our committee reports, and we've got some old surplus equipment that we're going to be selling. And it's usually a town event. We got our Christmas holiday event that we just approved, and some discussion about the Jackson Theater grand opening. I think Amber might get up later and tell us just a little sneak peek about that. So thank you, Alderman. Now we move into our regular agenda, and the first item there is our financial reports. Alderman, anything you wish to see discussed there, or ask our recorder?
Madam Recorder,
Pittsburgh.
How goes it this month for us?
It goes great. We're 2 months into our fiscal year. Just got the budget passed in August and we're working with departments on that. We're closing the books for last year. And one thing that I do need to kind of put on the record, and I'll put it in the minutes, is you have in front of you the state of Tennessee debt report for Tiger Park interim funding.
Yep.
Just a formality.
How long until we close that last bond out on the school? Right.
So Miss CA is working on finalizing some things. We're hoping within the month on pay at school.
Okay.
Gonna be a few more months on Tiger Park because there's still installing some equipment and doing some final things
Yep.
there.
Not quite done. Right.
Quite.
All right, very
Okay.
good.
How is the computer program conversion going? I know that,
Hard.
okay. How much more is there to do?
Lab,
Big.
the largest piece. And we're working with the software provider just to make sure we get all of the customer records pulled over properly. It might be another month or two on that. Property taxes have been loaded in the new system. So I get a bunch of paper I get from staff. So we're not doing a lot of paper anymore on property tax.
I think we got our property tax bill in the mail Saturday, I think. Or something. Yeah.
The state, yeah, the state really got those out. The state got those out faster than we received the electronic file to load in the system. So, you know, apologize for any of our property tax payers who came in. We didn't turn them away. I said, don't turn away money. We found a way to take it. So anyway, those are loaded now, so it should not be.
Well, I have been told that part of the efficiency found on all this comes from the new property assessor and his efforts. And I believe he delights in the fact that tax bills got out as fast. In fact, he texted and said he was really happy. The tax bills got out as quick as they did. So,
Several
yeah, yeah.
Well, he was bragging on you and your department as well for getting those out. Skelly. Very good. All right, Alderman, anything else? If not, I'll take a motion.
Make a move, make a motion we approve as presented, maybe.
Motion's approved from Alderman Wolf. Second. Second from Alderman Causey. Any other discussion?
With gratitude for Miss Jennings' efforts. Thank you.
Call for the vote, please.
Alderman Causey.
Aye.
Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
All right.
All right, motion carried. Now we'll move into communications from the mayor and got several things on here and want to do this committee appointment first. This is to two of them to reappoint Andy Dietrich to the Bright Ridge Board of Directors for a 4-year term expiring September 1st, 2028. Appreciate this. He was recommended by Alderman Wolf, an excellent addition to the Bright Ridge Board.
I would make a motion that we gladly accept Mr. Dietrich's willingness to serve for another 4 years.
Got a motion to approve Andy Dietrich by Alderman Wolf. Second. A second from Alderman Countermine. Any discussion? Call for the vote, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Causey.
Aye.
Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
All right.
All right, this next appointments, I had a good discussion with Mr. Rosenoff. It's a Jackson Theater Programming Committee. He wants to appoint Ann G. Fellers Mason and Matthew Gully to the Programming Committee. Alderman, got any questions about that? If not, I'll take a motion. A motion to approve from Alderman Causey, a second from Alderman Dixon. Any discussion?
Just add that we're removing Steve Johnson.
Right. Okay. Duly noted. Any other discussion, Alderman? Call the vote, please.
Alderman Causey.
Aye.
Alderman Countermine.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
All right.
All right. Motion carried. We got another committee appointment, and this is to our JRT board. Alderman, if you would, I'd like to, this company, Miss Caldy, nominate Glenn Rosenthal for the JRT board.
Saddle him up. I'll make that motion.
Got a motion to approve that from Alderman Wolf. A second from Alderman Causey to nominate Glenn Rosenthal for the JRT board.
You don't have to know. It must be good. You don't have to know.
Alderman, any discussion about that? Call for the vote. Call for the vote, please.
Alderman Coffee. Alderman Counterman.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
Motion carried. We'll probably have another committee appointments in our new business later. And I want to take a moment to go through some things here. These supervisors reports and that we get written up, it's kind of good to go through and read them and just see all that goes on here. You know, we're all volunteers. We come here part-time but Glenn and Craig and the team, they run the show down here and to see all the things that they've got going on is always impressive. And one thing I liked reading was about our senior center. I'm going to read what Mary put in about Lincoln Park.
Yep.
So we are receiving a great harvest this year with 280 pounds of produce harvested so far, including carrots, lettuce, beans, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, squash, peppers, radishes, beets, green beans, okra, and assorted herbs. This fresh produce has been used in our nutrition program and extra produce been made available to our members. They've got weekly bocce ball instruction, pickleball instruction, shuffleball instruction, Lincoln Loopers, which is a walking group, master gardeners. This class focuses on working out with different surfaces and using our great park for outdoor fitness. You got a pottery class with Carolyn Tomko. It's held in our education building there at Lincoln Park. Our senior center stayed really, really busy. And I like reading that you've got something planned this Christmas. This winter, they'll be hosting Christmas at Lincoln Park. They will have trees on displays like Founders Park up in Johnson City for our community to enjoy walking through and looking at the lights. Mary's goal is to have 40 trees there, and I'm sure she'll make that. And just proud of what we got going on up there. It's a beautiful facility. If you don't go up and see that Lincoln Park, you're missing out. It's just a beautiful place. And appreciate all the work our staff does there. And get to
and it's a tribute to the people of Jonesborough that nobody steals the veggies.
That's right.
I think it's wonderful.
If I'd have known they had zucchini, I was looking for some Saturday at the farmer's market there. Yeah.
We walked the dogs around and they look good.
Well, and since he's come on board, I've liked reading Chris Cadera's write-up for our Park and Rec. And I tell you, I think we've risen to another level there. And he had a little note in here about some of the new team members that he's adding. Looks like Jody Miller has some experience with Biltmore over there, and just like we've got a quality staff there in our Park and Rec, and they've been improving our parks. I went over and saw that State Road Park. You guys are doing a lot of good work over there, and Chris does a great job responding to our social media posts. And I think that's important in business today. If you ain't responding to Facebook posts about your business, you're missing out. It's a great chance to earn new business, but also alleviate any problems or concerns people have. And Chris responds really well. And today people were asking about State Road Park. And he responded back to everything he's got going on over there. Our town does. He gets a lot of help, and people were just ecstatic with the information that he's given. They're doing work down at Persimmon Ridge. They're working on improving wetlands water park. It's a facility that's served this town well for many years, but at times it needs updates. It needs updates continuously, and he put some great things in here about that. So appreciate what they're doing there. Our street department has a little write up in here, and it really wasn't me. It says on August 29th, it says forces mowed right away shoulder east of Taco Bell entrance. But per my request, it really wasn't. We've got some great members at the senior center, and if our grass gets too high when they pull out somewhere, they let me know. I get emails about that. I pass it on to Malcolm, and then next thing you know, within an hour or two later, they're there mowing. And it was a little bit of a dangerous intersection there on the Forest Circle where you pull out from Taco Bell and you look up the hill towards the school, and you've got this overgrown grass there. You can't really see that. Well, it's a little bit of a curve, and they was cutting that down within a couple of hours. And really appreciate them just jumping on things like that. Keeps our town safe. And I like this lady to come up, but she's done some great write-ups too, and she's probably, I won't say one of the most important positions, but she's in a position of influence right now for the town of Jonesborough That's Amber Crumley. She gave us a good write up about the things she's doing there. And I wanted to take just a minute or two to talk about her grand opening she's got planned.
We're having a grand opening.
As Kelly said today, I think it like a one person show. I think so. It's
I am right now, but hopefully that's going to change soon. So I'm looking forward to that. And we are going to be putting this out on social media and stuff. Probably this week. We actually had a meeting about it today. But November the 15th through the 17th, we're going to be hosting our grand opening. So that's very exciting. We're looking forward to that. We're going to do some stuff in advance of that. Of course, we're going to be open during the National Storytelling Festival and have about 5 different performances inside. So that will be here before we know it. But it's going to be really fun. We're planning a private event for that Thursday evening, but then some public events for Friday through Sunday, utilizing our user groups from Storytown Radio Show to JRT, bringing in some fun music. I think we're going to be able to get, I think it's safe to say that Ralph Stanley II and the Clinch Mountain Boys are going to be there. So that'll be great music, some good bluegrass music to kick it off. So we're looking forward to that and hope you guys can all join us.
thank you, Amber.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, is the furniture all in now?
Almost. We have some benches coming tomorrow. And then I think that's about it. Our merchandise wall will be next. And then we'll be finished up there.
Amber's done a wonderful job as a one-woman show. And of course, she has been she's been everything over the years. From tourism director to visitor center manager to programming and special events and whatnot. But Amber's been prepared for the last 22 years.
I've been here, so it's 17 this year. Yeah, this month.
17.
Yeah,
All right.
17 this
Trying
month.
to date you, and I apologize
Yeah,
for
that's okay.
overdating you. But for the last 17
like-
years, she's been preparing for this job, and she's doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. Well, I've got lots of help. Like I said, today I met with the tourism and the marketing team, and they're going to be a big help with the grand opening. And then, of course, to get the word out to everybody and help us make some nice graphics and working on a website. So a lot of things to come up very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. I want to take a second to compliment our planning commission. I think Terry's a member there, and you start reading through all the things they discuss. Here for the town of Jonesborough, we're a growing community, and Terry and the team there on the planning commission, and Robin Hart, she's here too. She's one of the new members of our planning commission. Been on there for several months now, but they make some important decisions for our town, especially with the growth we're having. And a lot of those things they get ironed out before they come here to this board. So appreciate our planning commission. Tom Foster's our chairman there and does an outstanding job as well. So proud of them. Alderman, the next thing we have down here, it's on our agenda is to change the October regular meeting and location. I think Terry's going to be out of town. So in October, we're looking at October 21st. And the change of venue, we're inviting all of you there. As we're instead of having it here at Town Hall, we want to take a chance to see if we can get more people from the community to come get a taste of Jonesborough government. We want to have this, if we can get it all worked out, at the Jackson Theater. So on October 21st, be a little chance to just kind of come in there and watch us in action for an hour and get out there to see a beautiful facility. But Alderman, what you think about the change October 21st in venue?
I have one question. Amber, will that interfere with anything you're doing? Okay. Have we got mics and everything else like that line?
Yeah,
And are we still going to try to webcam it? Is the other question. Is that portable?
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Good. Good.
Well, I'll make a motion that we change the date to the 21st. And that we change the location from right here to right there
Mhm.
at the Jackson Theater.
Got a motion.
7 o'clock, same time. Same time. Thank you, Tom.
There won't be any popcorn, I don't think, so just eat before you come. All right, maybe gonna pop some popcorn, yeah. I've got a motion to approve from Alderman Wolf. Second from Alderman Dixon. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Alderman Coffin. Alderman Centerman.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wood.
Aye.
All right, motion carried. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Last little brief thing here. We talked about the planning commission. I just think it's, sometimes when I see these numbers on our building permits, it just kind of floors me. But for the month of August, 46 permits, which actually was slightly down from last year, but the value of those permits was quadruple of what we had the year before. So almost $10 million in project cost in August. And that's why our planning commission is important. It's why the work that Glenn does is really important. But a healthy growth in Jonesborough. That's why we're able to keep our taxes low here, less than $1. We need that growth as long as we can control it. And I know this board's supportive of that, but for the year, that's 8 months, it's over almost $34 million in project cost, which is for the whole year of 2023, it was only roughly 21 million. So we're growing and trying to do it as responsive as we can, but not because Kelly's sitting here, but the good thing about we've got some quality builders here that are building homes and businesses. We got a new Wendy's coming in here and so
Starbucks.
and got Starbucks.
Zaxby's.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen. Yeah, Dairy Queen.
So it's
Coming 2028.
and all those things they serve a purpose, and it does. It keeps our taxes low. You got to have some new sales tax growth and new residents to keep progressing. So appreciate that. Now I've got a proclamation and I've got an employee of the month, and we're going to do the proclamation.
I'll hand you that.
Okay. We're going to do the proclamation first for the honor flight of the Appalachians of Highlands. We've got John Drake, Elton O'Hara, and Willie Tyree here, I think. So that you guys will come down front here. We'll go over this. You all joining them. Have you all taken the picture?
Oh, yeah.
We're also. Very good. The most recent.
Good.
Very good. Let me
Yeah, I'll
read
scoot
this
over.
to you. Tom back there, take your all picture, but as I read it. Whereas the United States has called upon brave individuals to defend our freedoms around the world. In times of great danger, the men and women of the armed forces have stood resolute, putting their lives at risk when we needed them most. And making these sacrifices, they ask for nothing in return. And whereas the strength of American society lies in the community groups dedicated to the betterment of those around them. Honor Flight embodies that sentiment, and in 2005 was created as a way to honor our nation's finest citizens and to give a little back to those who already gave so much. And whereas Honor Flight of the Appalachian Highlands was formed in September 2021, following the closure of the previous Honor Flight organization in the area. Since forming, Honor Flight has completed 6 trips to Washington, D.C., building, healing, camaraderie, closure, and respect for those who have served. 100 veterans have been on Honor Flight trips in 2 years. And whereas Honor Flight trips include stops at D-Day and other war memorials, VMI, and a tour of Washington, D.C. It is through the hard work of the board, many volunteers, and generous sponsors of Honor Flight that these missions remain free for our veterans. And whereas the town of Jonesborough is very fortunate to have such a dedicated Honor Flight organization serving our community along with others. Each and every participant in the Honor Flight mission describes a sentimental and life-changing experience. On behalf of every Jonesborough resident, as well as residents in surrounding counties, thank you for your outstanding service. Then, now, therefore, I, Chuck Vest, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the town of Jonesborough in Washington County in the state of Tennessee, do hereby proclaim October 1st through the 13th, 2024, as the Honor Flight of the Appalachian Highlands Mission 10 in the town of Jonesborough, and encourage other veterans to sign up for the trip of their lifetime with honor. And I know the last trip we took, I had a chance to go down at the Methodist Church and see the veterans go off on that trip, and everybody was so excited. And if you get a chance, and we do this again, you should go by and watch them depart for this trip of a lifetime. Gentlemen, anything you want to tell about your trip?
I'd like to just say that I didn't go to Vietnam, but I did serve during Vietnam. I ended up in Middleton, France. So I seen the way the veterans coming back from Vietnam were treated at the airport and different places. And this is such a trip of a lifetime here, and it was awesome. We just really appreciate Michelle and all the people that put on.
Michelle, anything you'd like to say?
I would just like to say that, have a grateful, thankful, and we live in a great country. Because of these men and women serving us. And it is my privilege to be able to lead a board of directors, to take them on a trip of a lifetime with honor, to thank them for their service, and to thank them for their sacrifice. I will tell you, I tell them on the bus, I didn't want any thank you from to me, because it is my duty as an American to thank them and to honor them. And for these three men to come tonight, when I asked them last week to accept this on behalf of Honor Flight, it's really special because we touched each of their lives. One traveled with his grandson, one traveled with his son, one traveled with your close friend. So they built those relationships stronger, but then they also made connections with other veterans. They've made friendships. They come to Honor Flight events to let us feel recognized. And as October is our 10th mission, we will cross over the threshold of 200 veterans. My small board of directors of 6 people, we can't do that without the community support, without the donors, and without these men and women that have been honored on an Honor Flight trip, telling other people and supporting what we do. So thank you, Town of Jonesborough, for recognizing Honor Flight and what we do. But thank you, gentlemen, for your service, your sacrifice, and for letting us experience with you your trip in a lifetime with all.
I know of at least a couple. I'd like to know how many other veterans are here tonight.
Any other veterans?
Yeah. Well, now we got Boyd every month. And sometimes you get these and it's makes me feel really good. Sometimes I get worried when I get these like this, I'm thinking, oh, I might tear up and cry gonna come out. This is really special. Employee of the month, Alan Weems. As you hold this, I probably should make Mary read this in case I was to cry, but they're really proud.
Having tissues.
Really proud. Mary said, I would like to nominate Alan Weems for Employee of the Month. How many of us can say our actions led to someone's life being saved? Alan can. One of our members, Mr. Wilson, who was also a dance instructor. Yeah, is that Wesley Wilson? Had recently taken off the month of July from teaching, but was set to return to teaching his class the first Tuesday in August. When he didn't show up that evening, some thought, oh, well, maybe he meant to take this evening off as well. But Alan said, I have a bad feeling about this. Alan tried contacting the instructor again, and when Mr. Wilson did not answer, Alan called his emergency contact. When that person did not answer, he called the next contact. Alan explained his concerns about Mr. Wilson not being there for his class. The man agreed to go by his home and check on him, commenting that it was unusual for him not to show up. When the gentleman went to Mr. Wilson's home, he found him and needed immediate medical attention. And he was swiftly taken to the hospital where he remained for several days. How often do we have those nagging feelings that something's not quite right? Alan had that feeling and he followed his instinct. Alan could have dismissed it, but he followed his instinct and got Mr. Wilson the help he needed. To quote Mr. Wilson, if you hadn't called my contact last Wednesday, I'm not here today. My unbounded thanks. When Mr. Wilson shared with me his own words what happened and his profound gratitude to Alan, the story brought me to tears. When you think about the impact of someone caring enough about the other person, take the extra steps to ensure that someone is okay. That is what Alan did. Words cannot express how proud I am that Alan was a team member at the senior center and for the town of Jonesborough. This is the kind of people we need, those who go above and beyond and follow their instincts and look out for those in need. Thank you.
There you go.
Don't make him tear up now.
Yeah.
He should. He should.
I just followed the prompting of the Holy Spirit, I suppose.
That's exactly right.
Wouldn't leave a stone unturned. I expressed with in one of our morning meetings when Mary, was telling everybody else on the staff what had occurred. That's why it's important. Take that extra moment, fill out who your emergency contact is. We get so many applications in, there's no name, or this is my daughter, no phone number, and there's no name. We're like, okay, well, who's your daughter? Or they'll list the same person, and that's really important. If we can't get a hold of somebody, the next step would have been to call the authorities, but we had somebody that was able to go in and check on him, had access to his home, so it all worked out.
So now you can share that story as an example of why you need to get those contacts from other members and get it out and get you that perfect contact. We thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Tom, really well. Thanks, Alan. Well, let Vice Mayor Adam Dixon kind of do a little welcome for a couple other new employees. Adam, you want to welcome a couple of our new employees?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor. In our consent agenda, we approved a couple of upcoming events related to Christmas. And as we all know, there's a lot of activities going on in our town. A lot of that is due to our tourism and marketing folks, planning different aspects of many of the events that we have downtown. And so glad to welcome Susan McKinney, our new director of events. And then a name that's familiar to us, at least that last name's familiar to us, Isabel Hawley, our new marketing manager. And so glad to see you both and welcome to the town of Jonesborough.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, we talk about important positions, and you two ladies are in two important positions here. Glad to have you come aboard. All right, I think that's all I've got. We'll move into citizens' comments, and nobody signed up. Has anybody here come to speak to the board, though, to speak? Homer, you here to speak to us? Okay.
Mayor, I want to say
Yes, yes.
I just want to say thank you and share some statistics from we had the Jamsa group, our merchant group had a Jeeps on Main event Labor Day Monday, first annual. So with anytime you do a first annual, the goal is to have a second annual. So I think it's safe to say we're going to have a second annual, but it was a really great event. Statistically speaking, I'm a statistics person. We had 44% Jeep owners register as a female, 56% male. We had 76% of an area code outside of 423.
Interesting. Wow.
On Jonesborough.com, on the list that we receive, it tells if that person registering has purchased tickets before, plays, or anything that the town does. 80% had never purchased before.
That's good.
And there's one area code that showed up. So out of 99 Jeeps that pre-registered, 36% were from area code 424, which is California.
Oh, yeah.
And just
just by hearing, not saying that's good or bad,
They needed Jeeps to
We-
escape California, so yeah.
and there was one that said that, but in our world, as far as merchants goes, often with whether you're Blowing Rock or Jonesborough, Tennessee, the hardest people to reach are often 15 minutes away. And when we have an event that's new, and we expose it to people that never been here before or not familiar with it, that's only a good thing. And so just as a merchant, and I've seen 24 years worth of events and with the town, and we had 14 merchants open on Labor Day Monday, which is quite remarkable on a holiday Monday. So that was another bonus. But these events are very critical. The number that I heard from my neighbors, which I heard from 5, were triple last Labor Day. So that's a good increase. And these events are with our 2 largest events over the last few years having kind of dipped a little bit as far as attendance goes. These new events certainly help to replace that. So as a merchant, and we had 2 others that were supposed to come tonight, but they had some pop up. So just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim.
And the town's always great to work with, whether it's the board or the tourism. We do appreciate it.
I think that we talked a little bit before the meeting. I advised you, you're gonna have so many Jeeps next year. You're not gonna be able to park them long ways. They're gonna have to be parallel park. So, or angle park. Sorry, not parallel.
The
angle
good
park.
thing is we can control that number, and
Yeah.
we don't want to grow from it.
Jeep
We
people
want to
are-
keep it.
They're a group. It's
They're
a
good
thing.
people, yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How many did you have now?
we had a total of 114. Wow. By our measurements, we had enough room for 130.
Who won the duck contest?
Actually, a lady in Bowman Town. So kind of local lady. I'm sorry, Chucky. So
That was interesting.
yeah, but I mean, we as people that helped with the group, it was everybody just kept on saying, "What a perfect set." It cannot be
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
So okay, thank you. Excellent. So thank you.
Good
guys.
job.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Someone like to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Alderman and Alderwoman. I just wanted to thank you. I submitted the application on behalf of Daughters of the American Revolution for our 11th annual bell ringing event this Sunday, and I understand it's able to go through administratively because there was no street closure. But nonetheless, I've left with each of you a flyer. Our partner is always the Heritage Alliance. We have a new executive director. You might recall that with this event, we focus on one of the amendments to the United States Constitution. The DAR petitioned the President Eisenhower, for this event all those many years ago to honor the foundation of the United States government. And we are so honored to be able to do it. We always have a great turnout. This year, we're focused on the 14th Amendment. Last year was the 13th Amendment. I was inspired by Alderman Dixon and his work with Jim Crow laws and giving speeches in the community about how that those laws restrained people from the liberties that they were granted under the Constitution. So we'll be proceeding this Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Please bring a bell. It's a jolly little event. We are very quick. We're focused on the 14th Amendment, which is a Civil War era amendment. So, you have a new executive director over at the Heritage Alliance, and you have a new director of the museum at the Chester. And so the director of the museum is also a historian and a historic musician. So we'll be focusing on Civil War era music this Sunday. Please bring a bell. Please bring a chair. And then also, I wanted to let you know that if you hear any gunpowder going off around that time, we will have reenactors at Oak Hill School, but also in the town cemetery at noon this Friday. And one of the privileges we have here in Jonesborough is that we are marking 3 Revolutionary patriots who are buried right here, 2 in the town cemetery and 1 up in what is basically open ground behind the now Johnson City Brewery there on Boones Creek. And so many communities can't say this, but I just want to say it out loud. Each of those patriots, 2 of those patriots for sure, has a descendant living here in Jonesborough. So we
One
have
from Robert Patton.
it's actually Linda Crouch McCready is the descendant of the Crouch. He is one, I think, who's being marked, but the marking will be for Dedrick. And the Dedricks, of course, are out there by 107, and I've spoken to their descendants. Most communities don't continue to have their descendants, in the community. So I just wanted to point that out, and I thank you for letting me jump in on your agenda and share that information.
Well, that's 1:30 Sunday at the Oak Hill School down by the library.
Yes, sir. And then noon at the town cemetery this Friday, the 13th. And then 10 a.m. out at the beautiful Sycamore Shoals Park will be the muster that led to the Battle of Kings Mountain, the turning point of the American Revolution.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? All right, we'll move right along. We'll move into Alderman communications. Alderman, anything you want to share with our town? Virginia?
I would like to add that the Jeeps on Main was amazing. I walked down there with my children or grandchildren, and it was a whole lot different than what I had anticipated. And I do look forward to maybe getting with JAMSA and getting all their events for a year, maybe in January, where we can get it on the calendar to get people, hipped up and wanting to come out to these.
Knows, yeah.
They had a good crowd.
Did I see you looking for a Jeep at the car lot?
Yeah.
Going in next time?
With a built-in step ladder.
So my kids, I wanted a Jeep, and they said, "Mom, you can't even put in."
Kelly, you have anything?
Man, thank you though.
All right, Adam?
I guess past Friday, Ruth Verhage and I spent some time at the Music on the Square through the Jonesborough Community Chest. I guess I need to clarify, Ruth. Through the Jonesborough Community Chest, we had a booth, and but first time in a long time that I spent the evening at Music on the Square. It was just a nice evening. Sam Love, I think, is doing an outstanding job. And just a nice, relaxing evening. It was great. And Rick was out too, and so we really had a good time. Everything about the event was well done. So.
Thank you, Adam. Fair. Good. All right, we'll move to town attorney comments. Jim, you have anything for us?
Just a couple of things to keep you abreast of. Been a lot of work this month with Jackson, both on contracts and partnerships. Amber and Mr. Roosevelt, how fast they're doing things on that. And then we've done a lot of work this month with the county, including Coburn, as said the sewer department needs some experts in sewage. So we're going to be meeting tomorrow morning to work on that.
Who needs experts on sewer?
Sewer department. So they're calling in the county attorney and the council.
That's what you said. No comment.
All right, is that all you got, Jim?
That's all I've got.
All right.
What are you talking about?
Jim's multi-talented over there.
Evident.
All right, we're gonna move into finishing up some old business here, then we'll get into our new. In our old business, first item is discussion and possible action concerning second and final reading of an ordinance to establish an updated occupational safety and health program plan, devise rules and regulations, and to provide a safety director to the implementation of such a program plan. Alderman, do you have any comments about that? If not, I'll take a motion. Move to approve.
I'll second.
A motion to approve from Alderman Dixon, a second from Alderman Wolf. Any discussion? Call for the vote, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Clausen.
Aye.
Alderman Pepperell.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
Aye.
All right, motion carried. Now we'll move into the second and last one of the old business, discussion and possible action concerning second and final reading of an ordinance to amend the Town of Jonesborough's Municipal Code, Title I, entitled Administration, Officers, and Personnel, by adding Chapter 23, Jackson Theater Board. Alderman, do you have any comments or questions about that? If not, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion. We approve this as presented, but I would like to ask Mr. Wheeler to clarify, we did not get a red line version of this shown us because we made some tweaks to it. Jim, did it get corrected as we had requested, and would you just quickly cover the tweaks?
It did, and I'm sorry, the red line version that I didn't make it to your package, but we did the three changes that you all asked for. First, we added the section at the end that deals with it being able to be converted to an outside entity at some point in the future. That becomes the best way to handle that. The next was we changed the wording at the end of section 1706 instead of saying in the absence of such meeting, until such meeting as you all discussed. The third change was in the way that the appointments are made. We clarified that the three initial appointments be made by the mayor and Washington Royal for confirmation. And nothing else changed in that section.
Okay. So move that we approve as presented. Mayor.
Second. Motion to approve from Alderman Wolf, second from Alderman Countermine. Any other discussion? Call for the vote, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Clausy.
Aye.
Alderman Kellerman.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
Aye.
All right,
We
motion-
need to add those three appointments.
Yep, it's all our old business. Now we'll move into our new business, and since we just made this change to our Jonesborough Municipal Code for the Jackson Theater Board, Alderman like to add to the agenda something you was gave today. It's about the membership, where we need to add these initial three members. Would you please add this to the agenda under new business?
So moved.
A motion to approve from Alderman Collison, second from Alderman Dixon. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Alderman Clausy.
Aye.
Alderman Kellerman.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
Aye.
Yep, motion carried.
Motion.
Since we
Can vote to add.
added that, I'll just kind of briefly say this is about the Jackson Theater Board that we just added to the Jonesborough Municipal Code. This is concerning the composition, appointment, and members and terms. A total of 5 members are proposed, subject to BMA approving the amendment to the municipal code. The recommendation of the 3 initial members is Alderman Kelly Wolf, who's really passionate about our theater, was the mayor when we began this project, and he's certainly a huge supporter of it. So certainly need him on there. Mr. Howie Alexander, longtime resident, great individual, and Nancy Dishner, who is a perfect member of this committee as well. So Alderman, if you would, approve those 3 initial appointments to this board. I appreciate that.
We'll give room.
A motion to approve from Alderman Countermine,
Second.
second from Alderman Causey. Any discussion? Call for the vote, Madam Recorder.
Alderman Clausy.
Aye.
Alderman Kellerman.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
I'll pass since it's for me, but I'm really signing up for more work, so I should vote no, but I'll pass. So
Thank you. Motion carried. We would allow you to vote on that.
well, Virginia said I couldn't. She was telling me.
Shut up for yourself.
All right, we'll get into the new business now. Discussion and possible act concerning first reading of an ordinance amending the Jackson Theater budget. We talked a little bit about this our last meeting. Alderman, you see the recommendation there is to approve the amended budget. Any comments? If not, I'll take a motion
So moved.
Second.
to approve from Alderman Causey, second from Alderman Wolf. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Clausy.
Aye.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Wolf.
Aye.
All right, motion carried. Now I'll move into discussion and possible action concerning first reading of the following ordinances related to stormwater in Title 11 Planning and Zoning. Number 1 is approve the ordinance and the amendment to the Jonesborough Municipal Code as related to Title 11 Planning and Zoning, Chapter 2 Peak Stormwater Management and Erosion Prevention and Sediment Control on first reading as presented. Take these separately, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the first recommendation. Alderman, any discussion? If not, I'll take a motion for that.
Well, just a quick question, Glenn, is this stuff related to standard updates from TDEC and requirements from the state?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Make a motion to approve as presented,
A
Mayor.
motion to approve from Alderman Wolf. Second from Alderman Countermine. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Alderman Clausy.
Aye.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Aye.
That motion carried. Now the second recommendation to that agenda items, to approve ordinance, the amendment to the Jonesborough Municipal Code as related to Title 11, Planning and Zoning, Chapter 11, Permanent Water Quality, Stormwater Management on first reading as presented.
Make a motion we approve as presented.
Motion to approve from Alderman Wolf,
Second.
second from Alderman Collins. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Halsey.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dixon.
Aye.
Alderman Moore.
Aye.
That motion carried. Now, the last items, discussion and possible action concerning approval of the updated town's personnel policy. Appreciate staff working so hard on that. Alderman, you see the recommendation there. Any comments or questions?
I would like to say I really appreciate the work that Mr. Ford did on this. But I have some concerns that I think I need to address, and I did not have time to do it. I would like to see if it's okay to defer it to the next meeting so that I can have time to talk to him, because I don't want to do it tonight.
Okay.
Can we get a red line version of this so we can see before and after? Well, please.
I don't care if it's looking. Well, man, we have one,
Are you available for counseling regarding this document if necessary?
yeah, that's all.
Okay. It's always a cost, yes.
We can also put our heads together and as Mr. Ford did a great job with the reviews and updates and some summaries, we probably put our heads together and maybe add a few more summaries to the chapters that or the sections that we update.
Well, Alderman, anybody against deferring this? If not, we'll just defer to October. It's good. All right. Well, last agenda items deferred. We need to vote on that, Jim, or anything? No. All right. I guess that's it. Glenn, you got something to say?
Just whether or not we need to do a motion in a second or act on it.
Jim said no.
They don't take any action, it's just put on.
She made me say it.
Well, staff, thank you, and it's good to see everybody here tonight, and thanks for all you do. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you. Good job.